The cut card works in a way that we have multiple maps, and we drive after a short warm-up time multiple rounds on these maps. It's basically pathfinding. You need to figure out the best route on each track. The checkpoints are in an area without any specific order. You just have to find the fastest way to take all of them. The fact that so many players are missing, there's also a season going on. It helps for the season. People like Techie and Joso that did good in the first season cup. They of course don't score anything now, so yeah. The first season cup, if you haven't seen it, it was pretty yak. It was so yak that I decided to not upload it to YouTube yet, because I was really fucking it up. Not gonna lie. Okay, we have 5 minutes time to figure out the best route. We have probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 checkpoints here. Is that correct? It's correct, okay. Also, and then we have the different finishes. What is the fastest start that I can do? And what do we have here as a transition possible? That's actually not a great transition here. Also, you cannot really get up to that unless you go super slow. Also, I guess that we have to combine this checkpoint with a tunnel, because then you keep speed. And then you could basically take this and get to the... Yeah, also we definitely have to combine those two, I think at least. Could of course go there. Okay, also my first idea, a very random idea. But there are a lot of hidden... Also this is in first for now, but I don't really like it. Actually, with the speed that we have, we could also now go up to this checkpoint. And from this checkpoint, drop somehow to this one, you know? Drop to this one, and then make... Yeah, I don't know, let's try. That was not how I wanted to do it. Kinda messed it up here. I had only 2000 speed. I feel like it might be faster. Ah, RIP. It's actually not much faster, surprisingly. I know this is not good. Okay, also this works. It's a line that works. It's a bit weird still. Getting to this checkpoint was here a bit a key, I would say. I do like it at the moment at least. What if I already have this one? How far am I behind? Oh. That's already a lot better. I know that's not better. Yeah, taking this already is not bad of an idea. Okay, also, I have the fastest time. We will now play rounds. I actually also get points for this. Then it's very similar to this other card where we had the waiting map from. I think. We also alternatively got points there. Winning by 1 second, that's really good. Also, I have a really good line here. Wait. Ach so, yeah. I also forgot a little bit how this cup exactly worked. It's actually 3 times time attack. We don't play rounds here. It's 3 times time attack on each map. I can now check if there is maybe a better way to do it. Or if I continue hunting this track that I just drove. But it makes sense, I think, to go like this. I mean, I can also try one other thing out. Because why not? What if I go like this? I grab all these checkpoints. Okay, I was missing one, obviously. I was missing one checkpoint up here that I also cannot really take. No. Okay, let's get just a better time now. Small PB. To be honest, the start is very weird. It does not really look nice how I jump to the left here. At the moment I have the feeling that this is the best way to drive this map. Make it a bit louder. It's also possible that none of us found the fastest way to combine these checkpoints. This possibility is always there, especially when we are only this amount of players on the server. It can easily be that that nobody figured out the best strat. Or someone found a better strat than me but doesn't drive fast enough on his strat. That can also happen. But yeah, I can improve my strat still, pace-wise, quite a lot. Last minute, I might win another time attack. Stream sniping is of course always an issue with this cup. The ghosts are turned off on the server, so we cannot just spectate the others. Yeah, because this is about pathfinding, but when there's a streamer, naja. But if you play it, then please don't stream snipe like that. Also Doyle is... Yeah, but they are still a bit away. And I won. Nice. And actually Doyle is not second, it's rugby. Now we have the third 5 minutes. So basically we have overall 50 minutes of time attack, but we already get points after the first 5 and after the first 10 minutes. So it rewards you if you get a decent line early. That's maybe not the best line, but if you find something decent early, that can give you points. And then there is also points for when you have the fastest line maybe after 15 minutes, yeah, where people find better routes. And that's pretty cool actually. Because there was a similar cup, a similar pathfinding cup, once where it was literally just half an hour. And I was then sitting there, not finishing a single lap, like for 25 minutes, only looking Camp 7 what could be the fastest way to drive it. And then in the last 5 minutes I started driving. But here you kind of force the other players already to play a little bit. And to already finish something, to search something that is quick early on. And it's like an interesting balance. Like now I have found my line and I don't want to change it. It could actually be the best line. But when you don't have the best way, then you always have to decide, do I continue on my run, on my line, or do I go for the next, or do I search for something faster? So Doyle has beaten me now. This is now interesting, because he is maybe the biggest opponent. And who knows, maybe he has a different approach of this map. But maybe he also just found my line. And drove it faster. This could be better. No, it's equal. Ooh. I'm not sure if he drove this. This is actually very unsmooth here. Okay, also we have 2.5 minutes. This is now a full hunt for get the fastest time possible on that line for me. I won't search for anything different now. I have to go with this and improve by a 10th. Dude, I equaled my time. And I was only 100 behind in the other lap. Yeah, I'm too fast here. It's a bit annoying. Dude, another 100. I drove 4 times within 100. Can I please get the one run in now? Holy shit. I mean, on such a map. Come. Yes. But it's beatable for him. It's like so close. But yeah, last time that I played this cup 2 weeks ago, I was really egg. I messed up completely. I didn't find a good route anywhere on any track. But it's always very close together. It was just a bit unfortunate. 100 again. It was just... what the fuck? It was just unfortunate that I didn't find the fastest lines. I could have gotten them, but it was just not obvious. And here I was maybe lucky. Maybe this was the best line. Who knows? Maybe Doyle also just got a good run on it. But it was definitely a decent line that gave me the opportunity to win here. And I found it early, and that was of course lucky, but it can always be different. Okay, let's check this map out. We have the map Cold Fishing, it's the second map of the cup. It has also 6 checkpoints. We have one here, 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 here. Okay, we need some combinations. Also, where are we starting? Here. What is the next checkpoint that we can get to? The earliest checkpoint, also to the right, I guess. Here, this one is maybe very easy. Then we can basically go up to this one, but I don't really like this too much, because then we are kind of stuck there, I would say. Otherwise, here to the right. We can then go to this checkpoint here in the back, I would say. And take this one. We can theoretically drop down here in a circle, drop into this, drop into finish, like one big circle. Seems like a good shout for the start. Nesta, okay. Oops. Also that seems to me like a very good line. There's no closer finish here, right? No. Also otherwise, there is also the option that you go up into this checkpoint. You can do the circle also early on to the left, I assume. And then you would need to... yeah, then you would basically do this, what I do now. Let's try that out. Because we have a finish right there. Oh, this is faster, guys. Maybe they also did that. Because here you can also nicely land in this downhill. Ah, they have a different line when I look at the checkpoint times. The thing is, on this map it's also a lot driving based. Upsala, I missed the checkpoint there. It's also a lot driving based now. Because this map is definitely not easy to drive well. Yeah, this was good. Oh yeah. I mean, actually this is obviously the closest checkpoint in the start. Also what hindered me of finding good lines in the previous audition was that I always overlooked one combination between two checkpoints, and that combination made everything completely obvious. But overlooking it, not seeing that this transition exists to combine two checkpoints, going around then it, no? It was, every alternative was just slow then. That was the problem. Also from the new weekly shorts, I haven't seen them yet. I mean, you are free to share it anyway. But I wouldn't watch it now, I would watch it maybe then later in the week. If I decide to hunt the maps a bit longer than I know that I can see a clip. But I can definitely still improve this. I win another time, nice. Yeah, can there be anything better than this? As I said, if I go to the right, then we have here a really stupid drop. That would be a bit bad to drive, most likely. But I mean, we can look at it again. I would basically drive this uphill. And then have a very weird jump into this. And then I would end up at the same checkpoint, but with 1.6 seconds behind. It doesn't look all too great. There is also the option where I would have gone straight. Let's wait. Ah no, that's not a good line. No, we go with our other line again. Ah, immediately a PB, nice. Jo, Mr. Pepsi, danke. Hab übrigens ein Video von dir angeguckt gestern. Weil ich das Nolafus Video angeschaut habe über Scenery bauen. Actually, this was in front. Also, driving this fast is like a bit strange. It's very wonky and weird to drive. It would be cool to drive the perfect cup where I win every single round. I think it's 3 maps and 3 rounds per map. But I think I will get beaten on this track here. They are so close, there might be also a different line. But somehow I feel like I want to just hunt this line here. And to be honest, maybe there is also no other line. Because when you look at it, I'm getting the checkpoints extremely quick. As early as possible, I get a checkpoint here, I have a smooth jump into this downhill. That was not the case when I went the other way around. This here is the one slow section, but as you have a slow part here anyway... Oh shit, that would have been fast. I think it's fully fine to be slow there. But here, this is interesting. We can go here as well, kind of. Yes, yes. Now I'm more confident. Because that's a sick time. I might win these second 5 minutes on this map. But Doyle is pushing, but he's still missing 3/10. Oh, rip, I gotta slow down. I clipped it. Small PB again. Yeah. Oh my god, Doyle! This PP was necessary! This PP was necessary! Doyle actually drove an 869. He drove an 869, 100 behind me, and I just improved by 200. Oh my god. That was actually close. This jump up there made me think if that's an option. The question is, does Doyle drive the same route? We are already close again. Yeah, it could be. I mean, I can shortly try. If I would be up here, and then I go like this down, and now I do the same, but I have to go into this other checkpoint now, here. Also this is now 2 seconds behind. I have the feeling it's not gonna be faster. And if you just try to see it logical, like why would it be faster? How could it ever be faster? The finish is further away, and the bumper jump into the other checkpoint is slower than just driving down on the bottom. But yeah, I need to repeat my run, my time now in these last 5 minutes, otherwise Doyle is gonna beat me here. I mean, what did I drive? Ah no, it actually, it continues the times. I also missed that. It actually continues the times. So I'm still ahead, I guess. We don't start from 0 at the beginning of every 5 minutes. And the question is, will he beat my... Yeah, okay, the question just got answered. Okay, that's not easy. 2.5 minutes, let's go, full focus. Oh, I did PP, but it is not enough. Nice, a nice German song, no? Ah, I'm not getting it good. Hard, hard, hard. Ah. I mean, it is super weird to drive, not gonna lie. Yeah, this transition in the ending is a bit random and decides a lot. It didn't count! Oh my god! I had it! We have to check in the VOD what time it was. I kinda expected it to happen, to be honest. I kinda expected it to happen. We have to focus though. We have against... No, we have 2 laps we have and 3 checkpoints. Where are we starting? Here. Ah, we have linked checkpoints. The yellow ones, the purple ones and the red ones with the moving blocks on top. Oh god, this is confusing. And then 2 laps. You can also change a lap when you go through a finish. Also what is the closest checkpoint from the start? It would either be this one or just this one here. So if I would go for this one here, for example, and then I go through the purple ones, the red ones are quite annoying to get, to be honest. Then through this. Ah, okay. Well, then it doesn't matter. That's a pretty bad line. I don't think that we want to start there. Let's go to the right. We get a red one here. And then I go to the yellow. And then I go through the bottom one here. Then maybe... Naja, I can go to the multi-lap and do the same lap. Or I go to that finish. Yeah, whatever's faster to that checkpoint. No, you can basically touch the finish and do the exact same route here. I think that's decent. Yesop has a much better line. Okay, we have to figure out a better line, because this is obviously not good enough then. To be honest, this map is a little bit too confusing, in my opinion, at least. How about driving back, grabbing purple, and then... And then you go like this here. Oh, look at this. Yeah, I want to test. Can we get around here? No. Ah, fuck. I went wrong. Now we would actually take this one, start a new lap here. Now I only need a red checkpoint and then a finish. Oh my god. I think I'm first. Oh, scheiße. Ah, I lost it in the last moment. Yeah, the only question is how you turn around. Oh wait, this... Wait. We make ghosts on. I mean, it has to be faster. Right? Figuring out the best way to turn around is actually something. Aha. I mean, I can go like this, but I don't need to. Ah, it's gonna be better. Yeah. There are multiple ways possible how you start this. It's quite interesting. Don't really want to check for other routes at the moment. Just this small difference here on the line can make this route a lot faster still. RIP. I would say this is not the best start officially, but I cannot say it 100% sure. Yeah, nice, ahead. Not much time left. Yes, another PB in the last try. Also, it is guaranteed that I will win the cup. A little bit unfortunate is I could have won every single round. It was super close, but Doi really had a good run on this one map. And the first run on this map here, it was possible. I mean, we are now much faster than what you needed there. And I kinda figured out the CP order before it ended. Let's actually do pet change now. Because I actually drove with my stadium gamepad so far. Okay, someone got a faster time. What is it actually? Okay. That's still doable with my route. Come on, he cannot beat me on a rally map. This is tight. It is very weird to start with a checkpoint that is behind you. Especially since this car is not really able to make a quick burnout on the start. Yes, this is ahead. Quite a bit. It's up 20. This was nice. Oh, I slid. Good. Lol. Now my fastest lap has a pawn tree hit. An illegal tree hit. What the heck? Doyle actually came really close to me. The local records only show like 1 lap runs, but they are also ahead now. I wonder if they actually all drive the exact same route. Also, 7 first places and 2 second places. That was a very dominant cup. I won this one. And for the seasonal ranking, that should be really good as well. I had a massive lead. If the points actually matter, like the point gap, it's massive. Secret will be off soon. Alright. That's it. We will check the runs. I will already now show you quickly the correct solutions on the first 3 maps if you missed that from the past edition. In this edition here, on this map, I overlooked one thing, and that is the reason why I was not able to find the fastest route. What I overlooked was that at the start block you have a downhill on the right. I mean, now it looks really obvious when I just tell you that there's a downhill. You see, yeah, there's a downhill. How did you not see that? Yeah. No, also for me the thing is that for me it was clear I have to either go to here as first checkpoint or to here as first checkpoint. But the checkpoint in the tunnel felt like, nah, I cannot just drop there. No. And then I had no chance to find the fastest route. Because I didn't notice that there is a downhill here, and this downhill leads to the exact correct level, so you don't have any airtime anywhere. So, and if I would have just looked to take this checkpoint as first CP with the help of this downhill, then the route is super simple. It basically, you find it then easily, because there is like no other way of doing it. You just go into this checkpoint, you see already the next one, you go into this one to the right. No? And then it's quite obvious that you have here a jump. You have to take these 2. The only thing is, how do you take them? There are 2 ways that you can do. You can just drive here on the bottom, make this very slow quarter pipe jump, but then you at least you get a booster to go over this. Or, and that is the faster way, you just jump into this. With the help of the wood, you make a really tight corner, take this, and then you accelerate through this into the finish. It basically solves itself, kind of, no? And yeah, because I didn't see that, I had no chance. I hunted the map when I checked the record, so now my ghost is using this. But yeah, this here, however, was still tricky. I went outside there, around the checkpoint, but Joso managed, and also the others in the top places, they managed to get extremely tight through this wood and then land exactly on the checkpoint line and continue. So it was a really good run. Then we have the second map. On this map here, I did find the fastest route. I also got world record now. I hunted that then. It's an old car map. Yeah, the thing is, we also work with linked checkpoints. This one and this one, they are both linked, so you only have to take one of them, and then you need to take the other 3. And the thing is that the line that ends up to be the fastest in the end, I did that early on, just that I went outside from this checkpoint to this, but you can also go inside. And I probably didn't drive it that well, and it felt slower than another run that I drove. But apparently it was faster, and because it felt slower, because it was slower when I drove the correct route, and I didn't realize that there is so much potential, I then never found it, because then I thought, yeah, I have to go for something super weird. Yeah, and that's the reason why I was completely yak here. Basically, I found it super early, just not that this is faster than going outside. Well, I thought if it's faster, I won't be that much faster, you know? Because I was too far behind. I didn't think that there would be such a potential still in this lap. But no, there is so much potential, especially this transition here to the left mattered a lot. And then super tight hairpin to the right. Yeah, and it was very easy to find. The problem is I also found something else which seemed faster, and then that confused me. Now, also, as good as it went this time around, as bad it went last time, because also on this map here I had many good ideas, but there was one transition that I did not realize, and that was what my ghost just did. This checkpoint here was a big problem, because often I came from this one, also from this direction up here, and the question is, what do you do in this direction? There is then a checkpoint, like if you again take the checkpoints basically in a circle now, but you cannot really drop nicely into this, no? It's super slow. Another big issue checkpoint is this one, and you could connect them, but it required me to do like a turnaround in this checkpoint and then go over this bridge. And this is also what I have done in my runs, and what I completely overlooked, and thanks Movie Strife for the raid, thanks a lot. What I completely overlooked was this transition here. You actually, with enough speed, can make this jump to this checkpoint. Now, I never really thought about this checkpoint being sensible, because it's in the middle between this one and this one. But apparently it was a clever thing to do. This is a bad transition up here, but this is the only bad thing of this route. It was very good otherwise. And yeah, it was impossible to find if you don't see this one transition. And that's how it went last time. So basically you just jump up here, land smooth, and then you have this very fast, like the combination here with these checkpoints, and this is the last one and then finish. Like, that's a very clever way of connecting them. And these were the fastest ways last time around. So, but maybe I have to rejoin. Are the maps already here? Not yet. Maybe we can already open them like this. Maybe the times are not secret anymore, and then we can check out the world records lines. Yeah, we can check here. Also the question here is, did Doyle drive the exact same line that I drove? Yes, and I made a mistake in the start. I wanted to test this around a bit longer. Oh, he goes here different. What a snipe. Okay, so also we can conclude that I just drove better in the ending, and that made a difference, and also Aura had a much better start. Also this one I was thinking about, if we can go ahead of this tree. Yeah, I should have tried a bit more. Like, my start here sucks. Sucks completely. And the Doyle line, or the others are going different. The Doyle line here is also interesting. He decided, so you can of course jump with way more speed through this if you decide to go where he goes. And he found a line through the trees there. and I'm actually pretty far behind him. But then the last turn, I only touched the checkpoint barely. And I overtake him like that. Snipe of the year. But yeah, now I also want to see what did Aura do, because he actually went a different way. And could that way be faster? Wait, and this other rugby also had a different line. Okay, also instead of jumping up, they go down. I mean, this was what I said very early in the map, that this is the other option. And then they take this checkpoint and have to go up still. And they do it in two different ways. Like, Aura is already ahead of him by a little bit. No? They do it in two different ways. Aura is turning around, gets it pretty good, to be honest. The other one is going the long way and jumps. And in the end, the other guy is he actually? No, it might be very similar, the two lines, to be honest. Very interesting. Two very different approaches. Like, all four replays look a bit different, but the core idea here is the same. Like, if I just take the faster way in the start, also the faster way to drive my start, then I of course improve also massively. It is a bit unclear yet if Doyle's line through the trees is the faster one or my line, but I think that his line could be better. Yeah, I think if you just take his record and add a very good turnaround here, then it's probably the best. And what Aura did and Rugby is probably slower, knowing that Doyle and myself have still potential here. Also, probably their route is a little bit slower. I mean, turning around here and then to the upper finish is of course quite slow. Because this checkpoint is the reason why our line could be faster. Because we have a very nice way from up here to jump into it and get also a slide from the penalty grass. The problem is that when they come from here, they cannot take exactly this way up. It would be mega slow. Like, the fact that we can drop here is just very nice. Alright. Yeah, I already saw. Let's check the next map, which is number 5. So on this map, yeah, also I finished in the very last second. But you cannot really trust this game. I still don't really know, like, when does it still count your time? Because it still showed 15 when I started my run, and you finished this in 14.8. So you would think it should count, but it often doesn't. I really don't know what is the limit. The limit is not like on a exact full second, I have the feelings. Naja, but a viewer told me that it looked to him as if I drove an 82. So probably it wouldn't have been enough then. It was a very sick last run. It would have been crazy if I sniped that, but I guess we do the same here. So this right turn, yeah. Boah. Yeah, also the thing is, this map was really weird to drive. First of all, the gears in the start, then you want to land in this downhill, obviously. So your start could have been better. We both go full over the edge here to get the perfect angle. In my last try, I went very nicely over this edge here on the right. Like, I cutted this right turn kind of a little bit. You get, however, very good grip with the front tires, and you also have a very good angle to the left. So, and now comes the, I would say, a bit random section, because I had also good runs, that also survived this here, but it was just slower. Like, you need to have this kind of wobble. The car wobbles, 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 and now the left tires are just up, and exactly at this transition they go down. So that you have really low airtime here. And this is like what you kind of want, but I'm not sure if you can really control it, or if it's just like you take what you get kind of. But you of course wish to have it like this, and it's actually crazy how you still wobble here and keep even here decent grip with that. I mean, I had it done also decent in my lap, I remember. Even though you cannot really see it. Yeah, actually not as sick, but what was good was this here, this very last transition. That was actually pretty good. Yeah, alright. What did the others do? Aha. We have different lines here. This is my first idea. Now the question is, can that be faster than our times? Because they didn't really drive it that well, to be honest. They have of course 6/10 of a gap to us. But now the thing is, you already see Nath is the guy that is ahead of those two. And he is pretty far behind Rugby here already. So you would think, and it also looks not that great, you would think you can already gain 3/10 on this. Already here. And now comes this. And it is better, but it also feels like there is more possible. Also, I'm actually not sure if our line is the fastest. Or if this is actually beatable with their line. And Yesop is in between both of them, but he went this way. This is a way that I never saw and never considered. This is actually completely different. What the heck? Okay, this is extremely interesting. Oh. Yeah, wow, this is a completely different line. This is interesting, wow. But yeah, he got a decent lap, I would say. But there is so much happening that it can be time gains everywhere. Just because of the nature of this line. So many jumps and weird transitions that he has. Especially this one here. Like, what the fuck? But he got it pretty decent. I'm not sure if it really would be possible to beat us. But yeah, that's definitely a very wild line. I didn't think of something like this. Because the start for me was quite obvious. Either you do a left circle. I also checked out a right circle at some point. Was also an option. And the line that they do, I also figured out early on. I did that early on. Here, like if you start with this checkpoint, it also solves itself again. Obviously, you go then to this checkpoint. Obviously, you go to the upper checkpoint. Obviously, you drive a circle here. I found that very quick. And then it felt like that the run that I do is faster. But maybe it isn't. Maybe I just didn't drive the other run fast enough. But taking first this checkpoint without taking this checkpoint, also the fact that he doesn't combine those two checkpoints, Yesop, that's interesting. Like instead of just going directly to the right, he makes this long way with this checkpoint going to the right. Which means that when he comes back, yeah, and then he also did this. You could almost argue, is there maybe another line possible? What if you go double right through this, and then you jump to here, and then you go to this one, and then to this one, and then this one. Or if there's an alternative, maybe this way. then you transition like this, and then you use the bumper to go up and then drop, but the bumper's a bit weird. But yeah, I mean, one try would be interesting. I mean, you see it already. If the ghost is equal to me, then it's not faster. But I also didn't hit it perfectly. As you see, can be in front of the ghost, and then instead of finishing there, you finish now here. Also, I don't know. It's actually good, this map. Yeah, there are multiple ways. I'm not completely confident that our line is the fastest if you have a perfect run everywhere. So, and then the last map is Rally Dakar. I found this very strange. The idea of taking the checkpoint behind us first, but did you also do that? I'm gonna first check Yesop. Yesop is doing it. Oh, yeah, okay, very different lines there. Might have done that wrong. Now let's check. Yeah, so I tested out multiple ways of turning around in the start. This is now equal to Mendes, but it seems like he could have been ahead with this. Backwards left and then this. Yeah, I tested out multiple things and I couldn't really decide what's the best way to start. Here I went for no airtime in the transition to make this jump. But yeah, this here, I always braked. Interesting. Hard to say what's better. And now our battle. Also you also started with the same hairpin and you were actually ahead. You got this pretty clean here. Yeah, was a good battle. My one was a bit weird because of following. That was not intended, but I hit a palm tree there. And I actually got it pretty decent because of that. But yeah, just jumping down like Mentos and so on did. Also, probably you could have actually gotten it better in some way. So what did Nath do? Oh, just a very slow turnaround, seems to be the same line as well. Okay, seems like we all found that line. Yeah, what was cool was the multi-lap. The combination from yellow checkpoint into multi-lap into another yellow checkpoint in such a short amount of time was quite good. Otherwise, the red checkpoints, especially this one, was basically unusable. I also thought for a long time that this one is unusable, but when I for once tried to start with purple, which was not really my first idea, to be honest, I ended up with I have to take yellow as last, and suddenly it made sense to go there. But yeah, at first I thought, of course, let's go to the right, to this checkpoint. Yeah, now you have to go to the left. And then it doesn't make sense to go to this one. Obviously, I would take the shorter line. But then you end up with purple as last, and you don't have, like, the finish very close by. And the other idea was that I start with yellow, then I go to purple, and then I go to red. Basically would go to here, then drop down to this finish, then up here again. Maybe something like this, but yeah. In the end it was actually interesting that just going back to purple, start with that, makes the most sense. Because you have this amazing multi-lap transition. That's the only reason why this was good, I would think. Alright.